From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordo, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 for Wednesday, June 25th. It's another very hot day out there. We started in the 70s, we're getting up to the mid-90s, and it's going to feel like the triple digits. Here's meteorologist Marcus Bailey with what you need to know.
Highs will be in the low 90s, feels like temperatures around 100 to as high as 105, maybe even 106 down around the Evansville area here for this afternoon. Numbers tomorrow, equally as hot, 92 for your high. And again, feels like temperatures in that triple digit range.
With that extreme heat and humidity, many places have cooling centers open to help you escape the hot temperatures. We've made it easy for you to find the places closest to you. For the full list of locations and hours, go to the As Seen On section of our website, wishtv.com. We have several stories on the dangers there and a link to a site that has cooling centers across the state. NBA draft starts tonight in New York City. It's the first step in what could be a very busy offseason for the Pacers because of injuries and contracts. News 8's Hernan Gutierrez went to Cambridge Fieldhouse this morning and tells us that at this point, the Pacers and their fans will have to be patient.
Unless the Pacers make a trade, the team won't be making a pick until tomorrow in the second round for their first and only pick of the NBA draft. The team has the 54th overall pick, the sixth to last pick for the entire draft. Now, the Pacers did have the 23rd pick this year, but traded that pick along with G League player Mojave King to the New Orleans Pelicans for a first-round pick in next year's draft. The team had originally traded away that 2026 pick as part of the deal to get Pascal Siakam from Toronto last year. This comes as fans may be anxious about the future following Tyrese Haliburton tearing his Achilles on Sunday. Head coach Rick Carlisle told the Fan Morning Show yesterday that it is very unlikely that the All-Star returns for next season. Haliburton had surgery on Monday, and the coach says that means other players will have more responsibilities.
This will allow Andrew Nembhard to step into a different role. That's pretty obvious, and one that he's proven very capable of. And T.J. McConnell was signed by ownership, and Kevin and Chad last summer to be with us, hopefully through the end of his career. And
Carlisle says locking down fan favorite Miles Turner for a new contract is the team's first priority this offseason. Turner has spent 10 seasons in Indy, but his contract expired at the end of this past season. And perhaps the end of a historical run happening behind. He literally tearing off the Band-Aid as the crews here at Cambridge Fieldhouse are starting to tear down the banner for the NBA Finals in the front of the arena here, marking, again, an end of a historic run for the team. The NBA draft is tonight, and that starts at 8, the first round, and then it will continue tomorrow with the second round. Reporting in Indianapolis, I'm Hernan Gutierrez, Wish TV and WishTV.com.
New this morning, President Trump is pushing back on a U.S. intelligence assessment that says recent airstrikes may have only caused limited damage to Iran's nuclear facilities. Trump spoke briefly to reporters this morning at the NATO summit in the Netherlands. He acknowledged the new assessment from his own intelligence agency, but also claims there is crippling damage to Iran's nuclear program.
Well, the intelligence was very inconclusive. The intelligence says we don't know. It could have been very severe. That's what the intelligence says. So I guess that's correct. But I think we can take that we don't know. It was very severe. It was obliteration.
Trump says he expects the ceasefire he proposed to Iran and Israel will hold. The president also confirmed that he will meet with the president of Ukraine at some point on the sidelines of the NATO summit. He is meeting with other NATO leaders at the summit today. The president's new comments on the intelligence assessment follow new reports that say America's strike on Iran did far less damage than hoped. According to AP, the Defense Intelligence Agency says the bombing may have set back Iran's nuclear program by a few months rather than the total destruction that Trump and Israel's prime minister suggested. The report found the strikes caused significant damages, but not destruction. Democrats are criticizing the administration for canceling classified congressional briefings on the attack. In a series of posts on X, New York Representative Pat Ryan claims the president lied about the outcome of the attack and calls it bluster and BS. Republican leaders say the briefings are delayed but not canceled.
This classified briefing deprives not only members of Congress, but also, in my view, the American people with the facts they need and deserve.
Sure, the Situation Room in the White House is a flurry of activity, and I think it may be that some of the folks that were going to come over here and brief us have been or otherwise engaged.
AP reports an Iran briefing for members of the Senate will happen tomorrow. President Trump is also pressuring Senate Republicans to pass his tax cut and budget bill. He says he hopes to sign a final version by next week on the 4th of July. Amy Kiley looks at the timing of a vote and which issues could sink the bill.
You're looking at whether or not you're going to allow the perfect to become the enemy of the good.
The Senate could vote this week on President Donald Trump's sweeping domestic policy legislation.
It's a plan to cut taxes, lower prices, secure the border, and of course to strengthen our nation.
Trump calls it his big, beautiful bill. Democrats say there's nothing beautiful about it.
You're cutting Medicaid, food assistance, childcare, making it harder for women to participate in the workforce. All to give tax breaks to people who already have access to all of these things.
GOP leaders are scrambling to secure enough support to pass the bill with a simple majority. One sticking point is Medicaid. The Senate plan could cut it more deeply than the House version. Democrats worry millions could lose health insurance as a result. Some Republicans have concerns, too.
The leader needs to get with the rural hospitals, and he needs to satisfy their concerns and make sure that they can stay open.
Another point of contention among Republicans is a provision raising the state and local tax deduction cap. The bill also would extend trillions of dollars in tax cuts and raise the debt ceiling.
At the point Republicans vote unanimously or virtually unanimously for the debt ceiling, they own the debt.
I'm Amy Kiley for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
Back here in Indiana, a case of a missing person has now led to a murder arrest in Madison County. It started Sunday with a call of someone missing. Police say they found the person's car with a man driving it and arrested him for theft. Monday, they found the body of the owner near the Madison-Hamilton County line. Investigators have not said yet how the person died. They've also not released their name or the name of the man who's under arrest and is now facing a murder charge. The Indianapolis Fire Department says 2 teenagers and a 7-year-old boy are okay this morning after crashing an SUV into 2 houses on the east side. IFD is sharing home security video of the crash. You can listen to part of it here.
Fire ambulance, what's the address of your emergency?
10996 Cedar Pine.
Is that a house or apartment?
2 houses.
The wreck shook the camera, and it happened at around 3:15 yesterday afternoon on Cedar Pine Drive. Crews say the car ended up going through the garage, the wall, and then hit that second home. The Indianapolis Fire Department says a 16-year-old girl was driving fast with her 13-year-old sister and 7-year-old boy when she pressed the brakes, but the SUV did not slow down. When she couldn't stop, she turned into the neighborhood and crashed. Firefighters say no one inside either the home or SUV was hurt.
Today, 8 months after launching this campaign, with the vision of a city that every New Yorker could afford, we have won.
That's Ron Mamdani declaring victory in an upset in the closely watched race for mayor in New York City. Former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo has conceded defeat in yesterday's Democratic primary. New York City uses ranked choice voting, so final results won't necessarily be out until next week. Mamdani is a progressive New York State Assembly member who was little known just a few months ago, but has gained popularity through social media. Cuomo was attempting a political comeback after resigning as New York's governor in 2021 amid allegations of sexual misconduct. Cuomo has not ruled out a third-party run in the general election in November. Current Democratic Mayor Eric Adams is also running for re-election as an independent. Here in Indianapolis this summer, UIndy is paying some young people to attend camp. The goal is to prepare them for college. News 8's Brittany Noble went to UIndy and tells us about the program.
72% of the students participating in this summer success camp are first generation students like Tu Chin Par, who's joining us this morning. She's going into her junior year of high school. This is her second year participating in the Success Summer Camp. Tell us a little bit more about what people can expect.
Okay, so first they can expect having to talk with many people, and it could be nerve-wracking, but the counselors and just like the campers here and everyone here on this campus are so welcoming, and like they're friendly and extroverted. So people should expect just to like be able to talk to and communicate with so many people and like make new connections.
And I know that you are also a first-generation college student. Tell us about the impact that this program has for you and your family.
So my family struggles with like, speaking English and all that, but people like Rebecca and other counselors kind of understand that and how that affects me. And many people here are also first gen people and people that I can also connect with. So it just kind of makes me realize like I'm not like alone or isolated. There's other people that like know what I go through, and it just makes me feel like I have people that like are like me.
What's next for you? What does your future look like? What is your hope?
So here I kind of realized that I want to go into business as like my major and like find like what kind of careers I can do with that. So really this place actually opened up like what I'm interested in and like what I could do when I graduate from college and like when I graduate from high school and I go into college.
Well, if you want to learn more about the Summer Success Camp, we have details on our website. That's wishtv.com. I'm Brittany Noble for Wish TV and wishtv.com.
A week from today will be your last chance to get a Krispy Kreme donut from McDonald's. Yesterday, the two companies announced they're ending their partnership. Krispy Kreme says demand for donuts at McDonald's is just not strong enough. Companies started the partnership at a few places in March of 2024, including here in Indianapolis in November. The plan was to sell the donuts across the country by 2026, but now both businesses say the last day will be on Wednesday next week. That's July 2nd. This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on Wish TV and wishtv.com.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.